practice. Abe, Coach.
All right, so to start off, nothing injury-wise, which is good. You know, that's always a positive. As a team, really happy with the way the guys came out, played a complete game. A lot of learning lessons within the game for the players, for myself and our staff. But it's nice to be able to teach off of wins. And I think the biggest thing is when you come out of these games healthy and you get the win, it's a lot easier. And so all three phases had highs and all three phases had lows. That's a part of sports. That's a part of football. So how do you teach off of that? How do you stay positive? Individually, I thought Mitch probably had his best game of the season, without a doubt. He was on fire. He was efficient. Threw the ball with conviction. His eyes were great. Really super proud of him for coming out here and playing that way. You know, he played confident, and I like that. But it's not one person. Just like when someone doesn't play well, the line gave him time. The wide receivers ran awesome routes. The backs protected, and collectively we got off to a good start in that first half. And then it was a little different in the second half, but that's just how the flow goes.
To call this one his best game, he obviously played a great game here against Tampa early this season. What distinguishes today for you and really sets it apart?
Yeah, well, those two games are very similar. He was on fire against Tampa too. I think the difference was in the Tampa game, that was a lot of all four quarters, really, or 3 quarters. Today, it was the first 2 quarters was things were pretty open, and in the third quarter. He was making plays now on his own and just doing some good things there in that third quarter. And I just really loved how fast he was making his decisions. And then he was really accurate. At the end, one of the biggest plays of the game might have been the scramble he made, which could go unnoticed. But laser focused today. Not that he hasn't had it before, but you could just see it. And you could feel it, and it starts with really everybody on offense, and then the defense, of course, too.
Any of the external things surrounding Mitch affect that laser focus? Do the criticism, does the noise around what he accomplishes or what he doesn't affect how focused he might be any given Sunday?
I don't think at all. I don't even think he knows what the noise is. He might have an idea, but I told you guys this the other day, and I have one-on-one talks with him, and we really don't care about anything but worried about what we feel, what we care about, and that's all that matters. So everybody's entitled to their opinion, but he's playing his tail off right now. And I love where he's at, and he's playing really well.
Those first couple series, especially, it seemed like you guys were running kind of 2 plays at a time sometimes, and really quickly. He seemed to be making a lot of decisions at the line, and he seemed really locked in that whole time. Is that all accurate? I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Did you kind of get a feeling that he was going to be as locked in as he was early?
Yeah. Well, you could see it. We were going no huddle, so being able to do some things there, which was the game plan all week long. That was what we wanted to do, and you just have to figure out of how you get into it, and then when you want to do it, and then how it dictates: are you having success in that, or are you not? Do you have to get back into the huddle? And we started out fast, had some success, and then anytime you get into a rhythm as a quarterback and you're throwing completions like he was, I don't know. I think he might have been. I don't know what he was for the half. I thought someone said 158.3. Is that perfect? Yeah. So he did pretty good that first half. What's that?
How big of a boost was it to get Allen Robinson back? What impressed you about his game?
It was big. Yeah, he's again, it's a confidence thing. For anytime you have a guy that's played the game as long as he has, and he's able to give a security blanket to Mitch. He's a big target. You can put the ball in his area, and he's either going to get a PI or come down with the football. And so I thought, just that comfort level of just adding another guy to our offense is just another weapon. So it made him. I'm sure it helped him out.
On both his touchdowns, he won early in the down.
Yeah.
What is so effective about him in the first second of a play?
You talking about A-Rob?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's explosive for how big he is. It's hard for teams to press him. And then when you play off, he's a big body. You can throw slants. You can do different things, and he's a good route runner. So it's just again, we're only in week 9 right now with those two connecting, so it's early. But the trust level, that meter's really starting to go up high, and you saw it on the touchdown there too. It kind of went to him late.
In a game like this, Cody Parkey hitting the upright 4 times.
Yeah.
Kind of
amusing, but also disconcerting.
Yeah.
Which is it? What is it to you?
Well, it's certainly not amusing, but we expect him to make those. He expects himself to make them. Those are big kicks, whether it's an extra point or a field goal. And so what happens is it can change what you do as a play caller, and it can mess with you a little bit. But in the end, there's a nice balance that, and Cody and I have a good relationship, and there's a balance between understanding how we go forward here with how we handle each other. And so, mentally, you got to make sure you handle him the right way, and then physically, he's got to come out and be able to make the kicks. And so, there's that trust level between his coaches and him as we go here, and it's going to be very important. We're not going to go out there and run 2-point plays, and we're still going to kick field goals. So we have trust in him, and I know he's going to come back strong and make them. It's just one of those days, and we all have them. How do you come back from those?
What kind of feedback did you get from him on why it was happening? Because
Yeah.
miss so consistently is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is weird, and to be able to hit, we all could go out there and kick a field goal 100 times and never hit that goalpost one time, and he did it 4 times today, and I think so. Maybe I'm wrong, but he did it 4 times, and there's could be something to it, where he's hitting it. It's like so. He's he just came off and just said, he hit it. The one he hit where he wanted to, and the wind just took it. So, yeah, trust me, he's going to be hard on himself. But he'll come back, and he'll make some kick for us here as we go down the road, and he's going to be feeling good about it.
You talked about the trust you have in him. How does this game affect that?
Yeah, it affected it today. It doesn't affect me going forward, but it affected me today. And he knew that. It's like you go back in your head, in my head, there's a balance of showing trust to him by putting him back out there, but then there's also a level of understanding what's best for the team, and sometimes you just have those days. So my trust is not shot at all with him. I know everybody else is going to feel that way, and I get it, and that's okay. But where we're at right now, we just keep going, and like I said, he's going to hit some big kicks for us, just like he did last week to keep himself going.
Defense played great without Khalil the last couple of weeks, but what's the big difference having him back in his game today?
Well, our defense becomes better when he's in there, but our defense is pretty good when he's not in there. So the biggest question of him coming into this game was how was he going to hold up health-wise, and it seems like he did pretty well. And so, it's going to help us out.
What stood out to you about the defense overall?
Yeah, the sacks, the takeaways, they were still flying around. They were their offense, Detroit's offense, I think was 3 or 4 for 5 on 4th down. They went for it a lot in that, but we were good on 3rd down. The field position wise, they had that screen there at the end of the game, and we had the onside kick, so they were out there a lot, and they were towards the end of the game. You're playing more of a prevent there. So, but overall, I really liked the way they played. I thought they continued. That's 3 games in a row now that they played well, and that's what we need to do in these division games from here on out.
Timing-wise, the passing offense really seemed to be in rhythm today. Drops, routes coming out, but what do you attribute that to?
Just the guys in practice, trusting the system. I mean, we felt like we put 2 weeks together now in practice of being sharp with what we're doing. We loaded them up pretty good this week in regards to what we gave them. And they came out, our guys, I'll tell you, our wide receivers, the stuff that we give them mentally and our tight ends is a lot. And for them to get lined up right, to run the right route, to get open is a credit for them putting in the hard work throughout the week and then trusting the whole process.
What delayed you throwing the challenge flag on the fumble?
Yeah, so Detroit did a good job of going quick, and I was looking down. This is one of the faults of going through and calling plays is I was looking at my sheet to call the next play or to get the next series going, and it happened so quick. With the replay and then late replay and then getting them going quick, and it just was late. So that's my fault, And so I thought for me, if I'm critiquing myself, that one, and then I think I called the 3 worst plays of my entire life right before that. We had that missed kick down there in the big red zone. I'm still angry about that. So we went 3 runs, and in that situation, I should have done something different. So that's going to sit on me for a little bit.
Is it likely or unlikely you'll look at other kickers this week?
Oh, no. There's 0 chance of that.
Matt, did
Cody benefit from practicing down here during the week, and is that a consideration?
Could he benefit from coming down here? No, it's pretty windy up at Hallis Hall too, but if you visually with the goalposts and the stands being in the back, but he has to just keep kicking away and staying positive. This is a part of the job. It's not easy. So you gotta be mentally strong.
Anthony Miller continued his ascension today, but is it safe to say you learned a couple things there at the end of it?
Yeah, he did. He came over and told all of us that how he made the wrong decision there. And there's probably a lot of people, fans and coaches and players that don't know that rule, that you cannot hit that ball going forward. You have to hit it backwards. So that's a learning lesson for him. And then you see what happens. They get the onside kick the next play.
What about when he spun the ball? Because that seemed to be happening throughout the game.
Yeah, he said that Anthony did it at his feet. That was what I got.
What do you like about his game, Anthony's?
Well, he's got really strong hands. He played fast. He got open. Great route running. He's tough, and his confidence is starting to get really high.
How did you feel about today's running game, Coach?
Not good. No, not good. Not good enough. I don't know what our numbers were. I know right now we need to figure something out there, and it has nothing to do with any running back on our team. It has nothing to do with our offensive line. It's everybody. It's our coaches too. We need to get better there. So fortunately, we're able to get out of here with the win. We felt comfortable throwing the football, but as we get going here and the weather gets a little nastier, we need to be able to run the football. It's plain and simple.
Matt, when you have wide open receivers like you did a couple times today, is that just the way it went today, or to you is that any kind of indication of where you're heading, or that maybe this offense is clicking at like you expected?
No, I wish we could have wide open receivers on every play. But when you have them, you got to connect with them, and that's what Mitchell did. Again, I'm going to say it's those wide receivers. There's little intricacies of their routes that they got to give. They may fake a post and run a corner. They may fake a corner and run a post. Or the other receivers that complement the route combination, they did their job to get the guy open, and so you catch them in a certain coverage. And I wish they could all be that way, but there was a few plays where that happened, and that was good.
Mitch, to have as much of the green grass as you always talk
Yeah.
about, what worked well in protection between the communication there and everything.
Well, it's hard. That's a hard one to answer without truly watching it on tape. But it just felt like, and I think the communication from what I was getting on the sideline, there was no talking about communication on the sideline that it wasn't going well. I think the O linemen felt pretty comfortable with where they were. They had to win their one-on-one matchups, and when they had protection with the backs and tight ends, they got it. So that was important to have. You got to have that to have a good game as a quarterback.
On Allen's first touchdown, it seemed like he was later in the progression. It seemed like Mitch looked like backside, then they cut out later.
Mm-hmm.
What does that tell you about Mitch's ability to start scanning the full field?
Yeah.
And actually see it come late on the right read hit with that.
He's going through his full progression, and so we have plays in our system that we call them PPs, or pure progression. And right now he's progressing in that world, and that was a great example of that, and so when you see that's why I'm going to be excited to watch the tape and truly see, based off of what he was seeing on the field with coverages, how fast he was getting to it, and then to make those accurate throws.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mitch, Coach said that this is probably one of your best games that you've done. Do you feel the same way about it?
Yeah, it would probably be one of my best games. Just felt really comfortable out there. Thought the O-line played fantastic today, and we got open on the outsides. And it was just me doing my job, sitting back there and getting the ball to the playmakers. So I just felt really comfortable today, and I put the ball where I needed to go. And it's all credit to my teammates and the work we put in practice.
Mitch, is a year obviously of progress for you, but without having seen the film, what are you most happy about with what you did today, with your performance?
Just being comfortable in the pocket, being good with my eyes and my feet, and being positive on first and second down, and just probably most of all, just my mindset, and just I'm proud of my teammates, the way they believe in me, continue to have my back, and the work we put in practice, and just translating that to the game. So it just feels good to know all that hard work you put in, and then go out there and perform well today. So it was a great job, and I had a lot of fun out there with my teammates.
Like about the first couple drives, it seemed like Matt talked about there's a lot of no huddle. It seemed like you're making a lot of decisions at the line, and you look comfortable. What did you like about all that?
Yeah, it was good. We had a nice little no huddle package today. Just get them up on the line to lock them in the personnel, and we were just playing fast. So I think that plays into my skill set and something I'm comfortable with. Just like playing fast, so I'm not thinking as much as getting up to the line, seeing the defense, and then just going out there and making plays. But it all comes down to all 11 guys doing their job, and the O-line was fantastic today. And then when we got the right look for the defense, the receivers were getting open, and I was just putting the ball in the right spot. So that no huddle on the ball, it created a nice rhythm for the offense, and I think that's why we were able to have success on first and second down and just move the ball down the field real smoothly.
It seemed like you really had the timing elements down with your targets. How much of that is just a matter of the reps you guys have put into this point and getting to where you are now?
That's exactly what it is. Just the work we put in practice. Just when we're not in on offense, going to the opposite field and just throwing routes over and over again until we get that perfect timing, and just knowing how guys are going to stick their routes and get open, and then that trust. So we build that trust, we build that chemistry, and when I put the ball up in the air, I know my guys are going to go up and get it, and that's what they did today.
What difference did Allen Robinson make today?
He made a huge impact. Obviously, all the catches he made and the touchdown catches, but he's just so hard to cover one-on-one. He's just another dynamic weapon for this offense and another guy to account for. So I'm going to continue to look for him, and when the O-line protects me and gives me time like they do, the guys on the outside are going to get open, especially Allen, and he just knows how to use his body and run great routes to create separation. And when the ball's in the air, it's 12's ball.
Can you sense the difference of that comfort that you have from where you started early in the season to where you are now in terms of getting your targets and hitting them in stride where they want to be?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's just a bunch of reps, getting to know each other over the however so months and weeks, and just putting in the time and the work, and everyone believing in the plan, and just everyone just going out there doing the job and playing the game like we know how. We were just out there having fun today. We just everyone was doing their job, and we just went out there to play, and the plays made themselves because we were just going out there not thinking, just translated the work we put in practice on game day.
How much easier is it to get your timing down when your offensive line is blocking the way they did today?
It makes it a lot easier. They make my job easy today. I was able to find open receivers because I had a bunch of time in the pocket and really not that much noise and chaos around me. So I was able to sit back there, be real comfortable, have my eyes downfield, and just trust my reads and do what I got to do. So all the credit goes to my offensive line for sure.
Mitch, what did you see on the touchdown to Anthony Miller in the second quarter, especially with regard to kind of the confusion that you seem to cause the Lions secondary? What did you see on that?
Yeah, for sure. We tried to lock him into man coverage right there, and we had a man concept up, and Anthony kind of beat the first guy, and I didn't know if they wanted to point in and out at it or pass it off, but they had a miscommunication on their end, and it was just Anthony getting open, catching the ball, and then making a guy miss and going the distance. So like I said, when we play fast, we can allow teams to have miscommunication like that and just go up there and if I go through my progression and they run their routes and however they react to it, we just go through our reads and make plays.
Are you better equipped to kind of cause that kind of confusion now than 7-8 games ago? Is that a sign of progress in the offense that you're running it well?
Yeah, I think it's just another element we added this week, going no huddle, and we'll continue to build off that package along with adding other things. But that's definitely what you want to create as an offense. You have a bunch of playmakers on the field, and and you're just locking them into personnels or coverages and do what they don't want to do, and they don't know what's coming next. So if you can cause that confusion, you could definitely get wide open guys like that.
After a game like this, what do you say to critics who haven't thought very highly of your game?
Nothing. I don't say anything. I don't listen to it. I don't hear it, so I don't say anything. I don't care one bit. The only thing I care about is Coach Nagy, what he has to say, what my teammates have to say, and what they think of me. And I know there's been talk and noise going on this week. I didn't hear it directly, but I heard my teammates having my back, and that's the only thing I care about, and that's what means the world to me. My teammates have me back. People are talking on the outside, but I don't even hear it. I'm just going to go about my business, do my job, and my love for my teammates grows even stronger that way, and I just want to play that much better and play the way I know how, because I know those guys in that locker room and my head coach and my coaches and all my teammates got my back.
Mitch, the passing offensive seemed just really in rhythm today. Ball was coming out when it needed to be, where the receivers were. What do you attribute that to? Is it just getting more comfortable with the system, or was it the game plan? What do you think it was?
Yeah, for sure. It was a game plan. Just the progress we've made over the last couple of weeks, just getting the timing down, the great week of practice we had, and then just everyone just going out there doing their job. And all the reps we've had in practice just translated to the game, and everybody was able to be on the same page today.
What's the level with Allen at this point in time? Like, as far as you two getting on the same page, working together, some few games really.
For sure. I have a lot of trust in him. He's going to get open, and when I throw the ball, he's going to catch it.
Was the quarterback draw that went for a touchdown called from the sidelines? Was that an audible? What did you see?
It was part of the play.
The first
I don't know if that was secret or not. I'm not trying to keep it a secret, but it's like kind of a pass-run option, run-pass option, however you want to look at it. But they gave us the right look, and O-line did a great job, and Jordan had a heck of a block on the linebacker I pretty much walked in.
The first touchdown to Allen Robinson, I think he went through a couple of progressions, at least it looked that way. Was that designed back shoulder throw, or is that just how it ended up?
That's how it ended up, yeah.
In your role as a leader on this team, do you feel any need to say something to Cody Parkey and keep him up after a game like this?
I don't feel like I need to, but I said something throughout the game, and I'll definitely reach out to him again. But like I said, the criticism outside that I got this past week and have gotten all season long, my teammates have my back, and it's the same way with Cody. We're going to have his back. We know we see him boot the crap out of the ball in practice, so everyone has a bad game every once in a while. So we're just going to rally around him, continue to have his back, and I know next week when we need it, he's going to make a big kick, and we're not even going to think twice about it because we're a family in that locker room. We have each other's back no matter what.
How do you feel about today's running game? I mean, you've been able to spread the ball around today. Today you had a really good game, but the running game just didn't take off. How do you feel?
Yeah, one of those days. Sometimes you're not going to pass the ball as well. Sometimes you're not going to run the ball as well. But you got to stick with what works. And today it was the pass game and just being positive and first and second down and creating those big plays down the field. So I think we did what we needed to do to be explosive on offense and win the game. And then you just come back, look at the film, and see how we can continue to improve in other areas. And that would be the run game. How can we continue to get the run game going, continue to be more and more positive? And when we get to the second half, when we need big runs to close out, how do we do that? So it's something we go back, look at on the field. But we're definitely going to sit back and enjoy this win today and then go back to work this week. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,